Hey guys, welcome back to Grocers. We had a busy weekend. Lots and lots of Christmas ornaments for sale, and I actually hit a whole bunch of Christmas ornaments out thrifting this weekend. So, pretty exciting. I got a lot of shiny brights and some good shiny brights. So, I'm going to be spending the next week listing all of those. I'm pretty excited about them. So, let's get into our orders. Let's start off with Flippy. Kind of already pre-packed him. So we picked him up for $1 and sold him for $8 after he sat for a couple of months. Thought it would sell for a little better. It's fine. Sometimes you kind of live and learn, especially with the stuffies. I think people that do better with the stuffies sell them on a different type of app. Next up, I already got him in a box too. It's the Frosty the Snowman inflatable. This one I got for $20. This was a marketplace find. The guy was trying to sell it quickly or something. Anyways, I picked it up for $20. Put it up. It worked. There was a little bit like the little Merry Christmas banner that's supposed to be in his hands had fallen out. But I just marked it down a little bit for that, so it ended up selling for $115, and I think it sold within 2 weeks. So that was a pretty good little flip. All right, Tree Tots Avon soap. Soap is always a fun one. Usually it sells pretty good, so we picked this one up, I think for like $1. They're little like molded kids soap, vintage ones, and they actually sat for quite a while, and I ended up taking an offer for $7 on them. So still a good find. We made money. Next up, these jingle bells. So I got a whole bunch of these. I've already sold the brass ones. These ones I picked up at an estate sale for $1. And they sold on a offer that I sent out, like a 10% off offer for $9. So pretty easy. Just put them in a box and ship them. This one is these little collectible bottles. I believe they were from a Target brand, or they were on a pallet or something. I don't know. I picked them up at a yard sale. Somebody was selling them in groups of 3, and then I've just sold them separately. And I did get them like last year, and I got them towards the end of the season, so they didn't sell that great. So they have been sitting for almost a year. But I got it for like, I want to say $1 for this one, and it sold for $9 on an offer that I sent them. And this cute little Delft creamer. If you haven't seen, we bought a whole bunch of boxes at an estate sale, and they were like surprised. We read what was on the label and then just kind of went off of the label. Like, we didn't buy or go through the boxes. We knew everything in this estate sale was pretty good. We'd bought other boxes from them before, so we kind of just read the label, said, sure, that sounds like good stuff. And it didn't say Delft on it. It just said like depression glass and miscellaneous items. And so I was like, I am always for depression glass. So we bought the box without opening it. We've done, I think, like 4 videos about all the boxes that we got. And this Delft creamer was in it, a whole bunch of Delft stuff. So I think we estimated probably like 50 cents to $1 for most of the items in the box, because there was just so many items in there. And then it sold for $10.80 on a coupon that I sent them, and it sold within like 2 days of listing. So it went super fast. So either somebody was looking for it, or the cat and the dog aren't happy today. Either somebody was looking for that and wanted it right away, or I priced it low. Who knows? Tell me in the comments if you think that was too low, if I should have charged more for it, but I was happy. It went fast. Sometimes quick sales are great. This cute little ghosty, he's a Hallmark one. He works. We tested him. Once again, we always have the videos of them working. They sell better. And he sold for $20, and I picked it up at a thrift store for $2. All right, these ones are fun. These are some vintage Olympic specialty lights. These ones I sold. I had 2 of them. I got them at an estate sale. I bought them for $1 or $2 a piece, and it sold for $14.79 on an offer that I sent to them. What was funny is I sold these, and the person that bought them bought this second one. So they got delivered, the original ones that he bought, and then he bought these ones like a couple days later. So he must have got them, liked them, or realized he needed more or something, and so he bought the other set of them. All right, this one is a cool find. It's a Gemi mirror. Picked this one up for $2 at the thrift store, and it sold for $28 plus shipping. So that one was a good find. We have tons and tons of ornaments that sold. These are some vintage ornaments. They're holly. They had HD on the crowns. It's not a holly box though, but I still left them in the box just so they had a little more protection. And picked them up in a bag for, I believe, $1. Sold them for $11.69 plus shipping. We had somebody that they bought these crabs that are in the box. I got the box for $1. They sold for $12.59. And then these crabs kind of match them, have a lot of the same look to them. They're loose though, and they sold for $12 for the 4 of them. And I got these for $1 as well. Picked up these wooden ornaments in the box for $2. These ones I picked up at the thrift store. They sold for $18 plus shipping. These vintage, I believe these are Roush multicolored ornaments. They're actually big ones. I got this box for $2 at the thrift store. These sold for $14.99 plus shipping. And the last set of ornaments. These ones are pretty cool. These are hollies. These are like 1.75 inch ones. These are a little smaller ones. Great shape. I bought this box for $1 at the thrift store. Sold them for $16.99 plus shipping. And those are all the ornaments that sold this go round. There was a lot of them that went out. Kind of a funny week this week. So we had an item that was up for sale. I got like this Fisher Price Play School from like the 1970s. It's like a submarine type guy. He's in the package, sealed, new old stock. Great thing. So I meant to put it up for $175, and I listed it, and I got an offer for like 60 something dollars. So I went and looked at it because I was going to decline it because that's like way less than I would pay for it. And so, or I would accept for it. And that's when I realized I'd listed it for $75 and not $175. This Douglas fir Gemi tree, picked it up for $5, sold it for $20 plus shipping. He works. It's a great piece. So anyways, so then I realized it was my mistake. Had they bought it for the $75, I would have sold it and just shipped it out for that amount, and it would have been my fault. However, because they sent me the offer, I was able to realize my error, and so I went in and took off the listing due to wrong price or whatever, and I put the listing back on with the correct price of $175. And it happens sometimes, you know, you misprice something too high, too low, whatever, you've got to reprice it. You've had the title wrong, blah, blah, blah. What was funny though is the guy chose to send a message telling us that we were greedy POSs for raising the price, which made me laugh because when I went and looked at his account, he's a reseller. So he was trying to get it for $60 so that he could flip it for the $175. So made me kind of laugh. I didn't respond because there's no reason to respond to those kind of messages. I know he was mad because he wasn't getting it for the price he wanted, but to be honest, if he had bought it what I listed at, it would have I wouldn't have canceled it. It would have gone out and it would have been my fault. I would have lost out on the money. But because he sent the offer, I was able to catch it and do it. So I don't know. Maybe that's taboo. Maybe it's not, but somebody wants some treats and some attention today. And last thing that sold, this one was pretty cool. It sat forever though. This football passer. It's cool vintage. It's in the box. There is a piece missing one of the knobs. It still functions. It doesn't have the football with it. So we got it for $15 on an estate sale, and it sat and sat and sat, and I dropped the price down to $55, and then I got an offer for $40, and I took it because we've had it on the market for like over 6 months, and it takes up a lot of space, so it needed to go. But tell me about any of your finds you found this week, any of the cool things you like that we got. It's Christmas season for sure. We are going through ornaments like crazy, and tune in for our next videos.